Hey kids, it's Mr. Fly here, hope you're well. Now, if you've seen many of my videos here on the channel before, you'll know that I'm an unashamed Triumph fanboy. In fact, I own two of them myself. Here's my 2012 Street Triple and my Speed Twin that I bought this year. Absolutely fantastic bikes. I love them. So it's a massive deal to me when Triumph announce any changes to their bikes, which they did yesterday. They announced a brand new for 2020 Triumph Street Triple RS, the top of the range bike. So if you're interested in that machine, you want to find out my thoughts, both the good and the bad, stick around and stay tuned. Okay, so what are the changes then that Triumph announced for the 2020 Street Triple RS? Well, they come in three categories, if you like. First off, performance, then styling, and then electronics. Let's go through each of those one by one. Okay, so the first of those categories then, performance. Well, how is the new bike different to the old one? Well, number of changes, mainly because of Euro 5, I suspect. But what they're saying is it's got a major update to the 765cc engine because of the Moto 2 stuff that they're doing now. They've used some of the technology from the Moto 2 engine in the new 765 Street Triple RS, which has got to be a good thing. They're saying that it's got more peak torque, 79 newton meters at 9,350 RPM now, plus 9% higher mid-range torque. Whether you can actually feel that, I don't know, of course, but that's what they're saying the numbers are. And in terms of power, again, they're saying 9% more mid-range power. It now peaks at 123 PS at 11,750 RPM. They're saying it's got a more responsive throttle. It's got a new free-flowing silencer, delivering a crisper, more distinctive sound. And in some of the videos I've seen, it does sound a little bit different, certainly on the induction side of things. And they're saying it's got a smoother, refined gearbox with slip and assist clutch as well. So there's a number of internal changes. Again, if you're just a normal road rider like me, whether you'll notice those or not, I don't know. But certainly, you can never argue with more power, can you? But I have to say, the Street Triple is not a bike that I've ever jumped on before and thought this is a bike that needs more power. But anyway, more power is always good, isn't it? So that's the first thing. All right, let's move on then to the styling changes that they made to the bike. Then there's a few here. And then, by the way, at the end of this, I'll go through the things that I don't like about I'm just giving you the raw facts at the moment, but I'll go through the stuff that I do and don't like in a second. Okay, styling then, they're saying it's got a new and distinctive and striking twin LED with daytime running lights. I do think these look quite good, actually. Street Triple and indeed Speed Triple headlights always split opinions whenever they changed them. The original bike had the round headlights, of course. Then they went to what I call the Dame Edna or Fox Eye lights. Those were rounded off in the previous incarnation. Now they've changed again with this new daylight running light at the top that gives it sort of an aggressive eyebrow look that I think is absolutely fantastic. So that's a thumbs up as far as I'm concerned on the new daytime running light. It's not available in all markets apparently, but certainly here in the UK I think you'll be getting that, so that's a good thing. It's got new sporty angular bodywork in contemporary new colours. More about the colour schemes in a minute. It's got a new style silencer with premium carbon fibre finisher, so just put a bit of carbon bling on the back. Nice enough, but no big deal. Enhanced finish and detailing across the whole motorcycle, including new mirrors, new branded handlebar clamp, and new titanium silver main frame. So again, it's just little tweaks to the way the bike looks. You either like it or you don't. I think in the main, these are probably enhancements. And then the other thing is it's now got an interchangeable seat cowl and pillion seat with enhanced ergonomics. I think you could change it before anyway, but enhanced ergonomics anyway. So that's the changes on styling. We'll, as I say, talk a bit more about that in a minute when I go through my likes and dislikes. And then the other thing on the technology, I said they changed the technology as well. Triumph are saying it's got enhanced TFT functionality, including new style graphics. And again, from what I've seen of that, they do look a little bit better. I've criticised Triumph TFTs in the past for being what I call a bit Fisher Price. Well, they're definitely improving now, so that's good. This one looks a bit more grown up, I'm pleased to say. It's got the My Triumph connectivity system enabled, delivering GoPro interaction, turn-by-turn navigation and music and phone operation. We've seen that, of course, before on the Triumph Scrambler, and also, have we seen that anywhere else? Anyway, the big Scrambler 1200s have certainly got that. New Triumph Shift Assist, up and down quick shifter, that's good news. I've got a quick shifter on my 2012 Street Triple. It's up only, but it works really well. So the Triumph ones work a treat, so it's going to be good to try that out. 5 improved riding modes: road, rain, sport, track, and rider configurable. I'm neither here nor there really on riding modes. I tend to leave mine in one mode, and that's that. Whatever bike I'm riding. So we'll see if there's if there is a big difference between these when we actually get to ride the bike. And then it says, incredible high level of standard specification. By the way, if you're wondering where I got this from, in fact, yesterday when the bike broke cover, Triumph did actually send me a press release, which looks like this, which is incredible because, I'm not a journalist. I don't normally get stuff like this, so I was chuffed. When they sent me this, they also sent me some pictures, which are the pictures you've been looking at during this video. What else are they saying? They're saying it's the ultimate performance street motorcycle. This is all the marketing spin now, but nonetheless, some of these are quite good. The lightest bike in class. It's now 168 kilograms dry, which is, I think it's 168. I'll have a look at the spec in a minute, but that is very lightweight indeed. Incredible power to weight ratio. Well, I'm pretty good, I'm sure. Globally renowned, agile, dynamic, and exhilarating handling. Well, again, a matter of opinion, but I tend to agree it is a lovely handling bike. Certainly all the street triples I've ridden before are. Premium standard specification equipment, including Brembo M50 brakes. That's a definite step up. That's great. Fully adjustable Olin suspension and Pirelli Diablo Super Corsa SP V3 tyres, which are super sticky. I do love the Pirelli Super Corsas. Got those on mine. So yeah. So on the surface of it, these are all good things, aren't they? These are great stuff. But in reality, once you have a look at the pictures and so on, obviously I haven't ridden the bike yet, so I can't comment on how it feels. But you know, are all these changes good or not? Let's go through some of them. All right, so certainly those performance enhancements have got to be good. We take that as read. But what about the way the bike looks? Let's look at a few of these pictures they sent me. So here's some of the detail. This is the new engine and frame, or certainly the way it looks now. In terms of fit and finish, this looks absolutely amazing, doesn't it? I read somewhere that this is the best quality, best finished street triple yet. And looking at that picture, I don't disagree with that. It looks absolutely amazing. Here's another shot of the engine again, just showing the finish, which looks really lovely. Here's that new, the Brembo brakes on it again. You don't get better stoppers than this, so that's brilliant. The new triple clamp at the top with some Triumph branding on there. The little T on the top looks really nice. It's got quite nice Triumph logo there on the tank. It's that sort of embossed type that pokes out from the tank. You know, it's got a relief to it. I really like that as well. It's better than the old painted on one that some of the previous bikes like mine from 2012 had. Here's those new lights with the with the eyebrows. I think they look absolutely incredible. I didn't think, when I saw the initial spy shots of the bike, I didn't think I was going to like those lights, but I have to say they look good to me, good and angry, like it. Here's the brake reservoir and the brake lever, which looks fully adjustable and a very nice bit of kit as well. High spec, looks like it's got Brembo master cylinder on there. New mirrors as well. It's got bar ends, slightly different design to the old one. They look cool. LED indicators. Just another shot of the front there. And there we go. Oh, and there's the carbon end can on the exhaust, which does look quite nice, although I'm in two minds about the underslung exhaust. I do think the original street triple with the exhaust underneath the seat was better, and I think we might see a comeback of that at some point. You never know. And there's the tail as well, which looks quite nice now. There's the underbelly or the underpan. Yeah, it looks quite nice, but I'm not sure about the little red flashes on it. All these little flashes around just seem to detract a little bit to me from the actual, the cleanness of the bike. It just gets a bit complicated looking. There's the Olin shock, which looks lovely. We'll see how that actually rides if and when we get a chance to ride it. What else is there? Switch gear looks the same as before. And there's the Diablo Super Corsa tyres, which are indeed super sticky. Okay, so if we have a look at the overall bike in total, then how does that look? Well, if you just take a look at this sideways shot, it doesn't look that different to the old bike. It's still unmistakably a street triple, I'm glad to say. This sort of front quarter shot shows you this sort of new aggressive stance of the bike. I like the way it's sort of nose down, and those new lights do make it look angry on this shot. What I'm not too sure about, and this is where we come into the things I don't like about the bike, I said I'd tell you what they were. A couple of things, really. Can't tell much just from pictures, of course, that haven't ridden it, but just looking at the pictures, I think it just looks a little bit complicated now with these little red flashes on the bike. I'm not sure it's the best colour scheme going. There's two colour schemes for the bike. One's called Silver Ice and one's called Matte Jet Black. And it does make me wonder what happened to all the fantastic paint schemes that street triples used to get. I remember when I was looking at mine back in 2012, they had all sorts of weird and wonderful colours. There were purple ones, there were bright orange ones, there were red ones, nice glossy finishes. Triumph have gone away from that. I don't know why, I don't know if it's an expensive manufacturer thing or what, but I personally would love to see some of those original sort of paint colours back rather than these ones with that are just matte finished with the little flashes. So I'd say only two paint schemes, so that's a down point from what I can see on the bike. That's the first negative that I've spotted. And then the only other negative that I've seen is that the pricing. If you look at the Triumph website, it says now that the RS starts at £10,300, which compared to other bikes actually is probably about the going rate, but by goodness me, bikes are just expensive now generally, aren't they? When I bought my Street Triple R, which at the time was the top spec, there was no such thing as an RS back in 2012, I think I paid less than £6,500 for mine, so £10,300 for the most basic spec RS does seem quite expensive. So those are the only two things I don't like about the bike, are the lack of paint schemes, a bit unimaginative, and the price. But other than that, it's a big thumbs up from me. As I said at the start of the video, I'm a Triumph fanboy, so I'm going to pretty much like anything. But I do think this looks good. They've made some really good improvements here. I'm sure there'll be a flood of videos on the internet to go and have a look at this thing. I really can't wait until I can get a ride on one. Once they get in the dealers, hopefully I'll get a go, but that probably won't happen, I guess, until early the new year. Often these things don't get in the dealers until, well, I might be wrong this time, but often it's months down the line, so we'll see. But anyway, I'm going to be keeping a very close eye on these, so stick around and stay tuned to the channel channel if you're interested in the Street Triple RS, because as soon as I get the chance, I will do a ride and bring you a first ride review. All right, just a little extra bonus video this time. Hope that was of some interest. Look forward to speaking to you again soon. Until then, this has been the Meston Flyer. Cheerio.